Hey everyone, I've been a bit off from here lately, mainly because the war has significantly limited the possibility of producing long-form videos. Additionally, most people's content consumption has shifted to other platforms and less so on YouTube lately, so my local Hebrew-speaking audience can find almost daily updates on my Instagram and my Facebook. Anyway, a few weeks ago I updated there about an incident I had with the BX GTi. While driving, I took a turn, luckily it was slow, as pedestrians were approaching a crosswalk, and suddenly I heard a loud boom. Not even a second later, I saw that the hood was bent. I pulled over and realized that the strut mount had turned. There was nothing left connecting the strut to the chassis. So the strut simply punched through to the engine bay and smashed the hood. I moved the car to a nearby parking spot, and in those few meters it traveled, the headlight detached and broke since the suspension was just stiff as a rock. Anyway, fortunately, the BX was sold in huge numbers in Israel, so a complete hood isn't a rare part yet. However, I can't say the same about the new strut mounts. I found a video by a YouTuber I really like named Seaside Garage, where he sent these mounts to someone to refurbish for his Citroen XM. But it is too complicated to export my current mounts from Israel, leave the car disassembled somewhere and wait for the return shipment, so I ran into a problem. Eventually, I found a pair of refurbished mounts on the Chevronic's website and waited for them to arrive and for some free time, which I don't really have. Now you are invited to join me in this video and watch the replacement being done in outdoor conditions. We start by jacking up the car, but just a moment before, look what happens when the hydropneumatic system tries to lift the car. So part of it rises, but the strut with the bed mount simply pops out of place. So with the help of a friend, I managed to slide a jack in and lift the car. We'll secure the car with a jack stand and start disassembling. First, we need to depressurize the system by turning anti-clockwise a 12mm bolt that's a bit hard to get the camera angle on. This bolt is used to depressurize the system, so this way we make sure we don't get injured, God forbid. Now we can start dismantling. First, we remove the top strut nut, which is a 36mm nut. Then we remove the sphere. The sphere is attached to the old mount. It didn't go so easily. We had to use a counterhold and a lot of force, and not just that, it took a few attempts until our specialized tool stopped slipping and it finally broke loose. How good it is to have a changing mat so we don't get the whole area dirty from LHM. Now we can also remove the 3 nuts connecting the mount to the engine bay. And to get the mount out, we need to remove the wheel and lower the shock unit. Because there is no standard spring here, but there is an anti-roll bar that balances the right and left sides, we will need to lift the car from the other side, from the driver's side. You can see that as the left wheel leaves the ground, the right wheel aligns with it, meaning going down. By the way, if you didn't know, the car can actually drive on only 3 wheels if one of the 4 is disconnected or has a flat. Moving on, we will remove the wheel. Now we can pull the mount out and put the new one in its place. Actually, we forgot to put the dust boot back on, so we retrace the steps we did a few minutes later. The new mount is installed in reverse order. First, tighten the three 13mm nuts and then center the strut oil channel in front of the sphere's entry hole. We want the whole shock assembly go up, so we just lower the driver's side and then the pressure goes down and the shock go up and we can tighten the nut. I use an 8mm pin to align these two holes. I use this pin to align the timing marks on my Peugeot 508 HDI. To finish the job, we will lower the car back to the ground and reinstall the wheel we removed. That's it for the mount. If a lot of green fluid, I mean LHM, leaked out, you can top it up. Then I can tighten the main strut nut, the one which is 36mm. We will hand tighten the sphere, just like an oil filter. We'll retighten the bleed screw on the pressure regulator so the system can build pressure and work properly, and that's all. Now I check the system and I can see that the car raises itself to the highest position. And it's worked wonderful. And also, when putting some weight on the suspension, you can see it works good. So, we can call it a day. Along the way, I thoroughly cleaned the broken headlight part and glued the frame to the glass with silicone, hoping it holds for a few more good years without falling off. What do you think about this story? As much as the Hydropneumatic system scares people, it turns out it has certain components that are simpler to replace than in a standard suspension system, where you need a spring compressor and far disassembly to replace a strut mount. If you made it this far and enjoyed this unique story, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to keep receiving updates next time a new video goes up. Goodbye for now.